In this video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the Furitek Rampart 1/24 scale monster truck kit. This one is the CCxRC Special Edition blue version of it. Doesn't it look amazing? And so in this video, we're going to be showing you how to assemble it, what you're going to need, and a couple of options that you have. One of the big things is always tires and wheel combos people have questions about. So we're going to address that really quickly and try to get right through this and make it a very fast video, because setup for this should be pretty straightforward, guys. All right, so first things first, let's pull in my completed one and talk about some wheel and tire options. This is what I choose to use for mine. These are the ECB 3D printing wheel sets, just like this one right here. And so these are from ECB Hobbies. And the reason I like these is that they fit the 5mm wrench that you need to get in here for the nut driver. A lot of people are using these awesome 3D printed wheel and tire combos that you can get from Etsy. The problem is you can't get this in there for the larger nut size. These have a bigger axle shafts, like stub axle coming out here on them than the SCx24s, and so they have different axles. That's the problem. So what you do get is these 3D printed ones from ECB 3D Printing. And then the thing that people can't also find are the actual tires themselves. Buy one of these AMT model kits. A lot of hobby shops have them in their aisles. Some Hobby Lobbies even have them. Different places you can go to find them. They're pretty readily available from AMT. It's not a great compound, but it is soft. It's kind of plasticky. Grips pretty good on outdoor and on cement, and also on carpet. Not so great on hard floors, very slippery. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So I don't actually ever glue mine on there. They fit on these wheels pretty tight. They come off every once in a while, but I feel like the give in it almost is helping me save some of the actual parts of that from breaking. So it's just what I do. You don't have to, but you buy this, it's like 35 bucks. You have tires and you get a body if you want to use this awesome USA 1 body, or there's one that's the Hot Wheels racing body, or there's a Coca-Cola one. There's all different ones that you can get of this 1/24 scale AMT model to get tires. So that's how I do it, 3D printed. And the last way is if you buy these model kits or these RCs from Target or from Walmart, these are like Spin Master ones. They come with these tires on them, and this one came with this plastic wheel, and they just kind of press on to the setup that they've got there. Well, ECB 3D Printing also made these wheels, and they will fit that tire on. You just peel the tire off like this. It's a normal beadlock style, and if you can see on this truck, I've actually got them installed. They are a bit smaller looking on there. Some people may like the look. Yes, I know that's backwards. I don't know where the fourth tire is right now, wheel and tire. It wasn't in the box, so it's laying around somewhere in my basement. But it does look good. It's not as big as these. And the other thing is these tires are actually bigger than the AMT even. So they're taller and wider. So one of the nice things about the smaller ones is it gives you more clearance for turning without hitting the shocks or the links. So that is one bonus of having the smaller tire. The main thing, I don't mind the height of them. So from the side, they look all right. To me, it's the width of them. They don't have a lot of width, and that's what bothers me, other than this one being on backwards. So what do you need for this, and what am I going to be building here? That's what we'll talk about now, all right? So this comes with the blue chassis that you see here. My ones in particular this time are also coming with the transmission and the motor. That does not come with the other kits. You have to buy that separately. Mine is going to be at a higher cost because of this being included. But right now what I'm going to be doing is basically building these out a little bit more and selling them so they're more ready to run. Not quite. They're not going to have receivers or transmitters with them, but they'll have like their the ESC, and some will have the wheels, tire, servo. So this one I'm building actually for dun 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 Ryan Anderson of Son of a Digger fame. So you guys may know him. He drives that truck. That's a body panel from his truck. So we're building this one up for him. I love that the blue works really good with this, but you can use this blue for other chassis or other bodies if you would like to as well. But it does work very well for this paint scheme, I would say. Gives you that Son of a Digger look. Other things you get the metal drive shafts, and you do get this metal skid plate, get this shock brace and axle brace, the aluminum chassis, shocks, all the stuff that you're seeing here. Although if you buy the green one, black one, or red one from other places, it will not have that transmission in there or the motor. So that's the difference. You'd be supplying your own. All right, so let's get this thing building. What do we need to install in order to complete this? Couple things. We need a servo. I'm going to be putting in this Emax servo for this one. So I'm going to grab my mighty handy tool here, and I'm going to grab the mighty handy tool. Also has this nice Phillips driver, which is going to be great for this. The main thing that we tried to build this for was for me to be able to use them with the minis, and so that's why I'm excited about how well this is all working for that. We're going to straighten this up, line it up, so we're going to see that we definitely want to have this end of our servo over here. The screws already come installed. We just have to back them out. You could thread lock these in if you want, because you're going metal into metal. It would be actually a good thing to do. I'm going to use a little bit of what is called Vibratite, which is a thread locker gel. And we're going to just kind of thread lock these in here and get this going. This is more just to get it operational. These can be upgraded to better servos later on down the road, but this will get it running, which is kind of what we want. And there it goes. All right, so the servo is installed. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab the servo horn out of the little baggie here. And if you're like Ryan Anderson, you will save some of these parts, and you can build yourself some sway bars with it. So what we're gonna need is, this thing's already got a little nut on there. So we should hopefully be able to run this right through it. All right, so since I know that this lines up better coming in from the back of it, we're gonna go ahead and run our screw through from the back side. Like that, and go right through it. Use just the tip of a knife to open this up and start it out a little bit. And see if that'll let it start. Because then once it starts threading in, it should really bite. There it goes. There it went. Now on the other side of it, what you can do is put this nut on, but I would also throw a little bit of Loctite thread locker onto that, just because it will want to back off. So I just hold it on there, the finger, like that, and just hold it in place as it threads on and tightens down. Beautiful. So that is now ready to go and install on here, which we're going to wait to do until we have power so we can let that thing center itself. One of the things that I like to do also is with this excess cable, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but this is typically what I do, is I just wrap it around one of these wrenches, and then I'll just push it down, keep going, because faster, just let it thread up it, And we're gonna have extra here even. So I'm just gonna wrap it over a few of these and then just pull it tight and let it coil up. And you got a little spring, helps tie up some of that excess, and so it's a little bit more managed. And that's ready to go. So because we need to have power, we're gonna need to get everything else plugged in here. So this is the Furitek Lizard Pro with Bluetooth. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. Now these are amazing little kits right here. These ones come already shrink wrapped, which I love. So that is the unit. This is the Bluetooth module here. This is the ESC. You can see how they plug in. So you can remove that if you wanted. You could cut this out to pull it out, use it on a different one. Sometimes I'll do that where I'll share a Bluetooth module. Little on-off switch here. Pretty cool. And this is your battery lead to plug your battery into. And then this will go into your ESC. So for this, we just need a little double-sided tape, like so. And I think this is sharp enough that cut, yep. So typically what I'll do is try not to touch it, get my oils on it. I try to just use the knife and this red backing, and to press it on, get it on here nice and well. Just gonna sit right on this little tray here. And again, this part of the monster truck already comes assembled how you saw it when we first started. That's what's fantastic about these, is they're like pre-assembled. All right, there we go. And so then we're just gonna take this and we're gonna look. First of all, the motor wire is here. Gotta figure out how we want to route this. I think I'm actually gonna come along the side underneath through here. So I'm gonna set that up right. Because of where this is gonna mount, I'm gonna run it. I want that on-off switch up and down so I can get to it easily. And get it up here because I need to plug it into the motor. So that's the proper way. I'm just going to use that. I think we're going to go up and down. I'm going to pull some of that excess out for the motor wire. And then we'll probably just tuck this Bluetooth right next to it. There we go. Both of those are stuck in using some double-sided tape. Our battery's going to go right up here. I've got a Spectrum receiver right here we're going to test everything with. It's not going to come with it, but it'll be useful for testing. And then just stick it on here for giving it its run through. Now the Bluetooth allows you to hook up to the Furitek app, which has lots of different settings that you can add and do. And we'll show you that in just a second as well. Go ahead and build our tires and wheels. But check out the body on here. That is super nice too. This is all we need right there. So the big side slides right on here. You pull your bead in. You can glue these. I have one set that I have glued. All my other ones are not glued. I will not be selling them glued. In case anybody wants to get a different color wheel, they can go ahead and do that. If I sell it as almost ready to run, they will be almost ready to run. These will not be glued. I also don't want to be responsible for doing a bad glue job. So you do a little shoe glue in there. You could do a little just super glue, anything to just kind of hold it in place. Just pull this back a little. Put a dab right on that little bead and drop it back in. You're good to go. Doesn't need a lot. Just something to tack it in place is all you really need for these little guys. All right, so that's ready to go. Now we're going to need a 5mm wrench here. And you have to hold the other side so it'll spin off. It'll be easier when we have actual wheels on here. Like that. It's easiest to preload this in here. And then kind of go in sideways. And then you can go up and down. All right, we have 4 wheels and tires now installed. We're gonna get some power to this thing, bind up, and these are gonna be different processes for you for binding, so just know that it is on. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold that so it puts my receiver into bind. All right, so I've got it bound up now to my radio. Everything's zeroed out, and so we're gonna take this now, line up our tires straight. Servo is going to be where we need it. Plenty of power. Going to try throttle here. Looks good. So the next thing we'll have to do is tune all of the settings in the Furitek app. So I need to put this screw in here and we will work on that. Boom. Man, I'm getting excited. There we have it. Everything's looking good. Now let's look at tuning the ESC. We're going to change voice, going to screen record this to talk.
All right, so first thing we got to do is open up the Furitek Furry Car app. You'll see the little RC car. Just tap on that there, and it'll open up the settings. This one isn't showing that I can change the motor type, so the firmware doesn't seem to be updated. Although we're going to see here in just a second that it is on the most current one. But I'm going to go ahead and just say update anyway, and when I come back, it will actually show me the motor options for configuration. So don't know what that is, small little thing, but you'll be able to go in here, choose the Godzilla in runner motor, and it'll set it up. Still, you can't choose a car type, crawler, whatever. It doesn't matter. So then we'll go back to running mode. Here we can choose our voltage for our servo if we want. You've got your input or voltage cutoff, so you've got LiPo cutoff there, and you've got forward forward reverse, however you want to set that up for the mode. I put my reverse all the way up to 100, and then I leave everything else here pretty much the way it's set up. So you might have to change your battery or your motor rotation depending on what you're setting up if you put in reverse motor and all that. But next thing we'll do is calibrate the throttle, set it to 0, don't hold anything, hit OK, pull full trigger, hit OK, full brake, OK. And then here you can choose if you want to set the punch higher or whatever. I don't know the low speed thing exactly. I leave it where it is and pretty much call it good. You can set throttle curves. There's all other sorts of things you can do, but you definitely want to go to advanced and set freewheeling on.
All right, so we have our settings tuned in here. We're going to go ahead and test the power now. Full reverse. Lots of power. Now we got that turbo enabled and freewheeling. See that? Now let go. There. Lets out. Nice freewheeling. Now I will say that I don't recommend this. It's already fast enough, but this is all rated for 3S, and so I have a 3S Mofo RC battery here, and we're just gonna show you in case Ryan's really wanting to bring the power what he's got. Oh, wow. That is 3S power in this, guys. That'll tear some stuff up. Anyway, that's it. This is the Rampart. This is kind of, you know, the easiest way right now to get into this with some speed. You know, it's, for the most part, all the stuff that works with it is readily available for it now. It's Furitek Lizard is what you need to get for it. You can just get the Godzilla motor and run a regular transmission. You still need a mount, though, like a Komodo mount at that point. Might as well just get their transmission. That's all geared up for it, and you're good to go, guys. If you do run the Reefs 99 Micro in this, which there's no clearance issues with the bigger servos in this one, like that longer one, that's what I run in mine. You can actually up that voltage for the servo up to that, I believe it was 6.5. You can add more voltage to it, get a little bit more power from it, and be good to go. But this is how I run it, guys. And I have a ton of fun with it. We've done some moonwalks and different things with it and had a total blast. Backflips, super easy, wheelies, you name it, guys. Pretty cool setup. Anyway, thanks for tuning in as always. I know you guys want to get you some of this. I'll have more of them coming soon. I have a bunch out of order, guys. It took me a little while to get the money together, but I have 25 of them that I've ordered because you guys, so many people were asking for them. I bit the bullet. I ordered 25 of them, and we're going to go from there. These first ones will be going up for sale. There's already 2 of them that are marked, possibly 3 if I decide to keep one. I'll probably sell the first batch and take one out of the next. But this one is going to Ryan Anderson. Like I said, I'm taking it to him at the Monster Jam World Finals. Going to hand deliver it to him. And he's having a body and all that done up, I believe, for it. So, very, very cool, guys. Again, I have the blue one. You can get the other ones if you want to do a black chassis, green chassis, red chassis, like this one. That's all available from Furitek. The blue one is CCxRC exclusive. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have fun RCing. Catch you next time.